taking time out of your busy Sunday to see a presidential candidate is an act of hope. Yes. And I think most of you are here today for the same reason I am, because you believe that Mayor Pete is a better way forward for this country. So the first time I heard Mayor Pete was back in March on a podcast I really liked, and I couldn't believe it because here was someone that I had never heard of before, that was younger than me, saying the same things that I had been thinking and feeling for a long time, ever since I was a freshman at the Air Force Academy in a political science class where I was the only Democrat. Everyone else was a conservative, and it was me against the world in every class argument. And by the end, I was so frustrated that my final paper was angrily called, "Why Liberals Deserve to Be in the Military." And we do, right? We do. So here was someone saying the same thing that I had tried so inartfully to argue in my freshman paper all those years ago. I won't say how many. And I had to know more. So I did the deep dive on the internet for podcasts, interviews, anything I could find about this mayor from South Bend, Indiana, who was running for president. And like many of you probably did, when I was done, I knew I had my candidate. That's right. So my next step, like any Gen Xer who wishes she was a millennial, I went to the internet to find friends. And there was no one in San Diego. So what I did was went ahead and started a Facebook group. And that Facebook group has grown. And it is now SanDiegoForPete.com. And I just want to take one step back and make sure that everyone in here is registered to vote. Excellent. Now, who in here is registered to vote as a Democrat? I saw some hands not go up, and that's okay. You're probably no party preference. That's okay, we're all independent spirits here in California. But if you are no party preference, there's an extra step you need to take to be able to vote for Mayor Pete in the primary here in California. When you get a little card in the mail, if you vote by mail, you will need to check a box that says, "Yes, I want the Democratic primary ballot," and send it back. Now, if you're like me, you get that card and you toss it. Don't toss it. Make sure you check that box and send it back. Otherwise, you will not get a ballot with a Democratic primary on it. So, please do that. And if you miss that, that's okay. You can still go to sdvote.com and look up how to contact the registrar and request a Democratic ballot. So, is everybody gonna do that? Yes. See how easy that was for me to get more Pete voters? Yeah. So, my last thing that I want to ask you to do is, if you are interested in helping Pete not just win the nomination and not just win the presidency, but win the era that comes next, that's right, we're going to need your help. Everybody in this room. We are going to need an army of volunteers because California is a really big place and there's no way that they can cover it with staff. So if you're interested in volunteering, please go to SanDiegoForPete.com, sign up, tell us what you're interested in doing, and if you've never volunteered before, that's okay. You can come to one of our organizational meetings and we will show you the ropes. So, is everybody with me?
Yeah.
Are you with Mayor Pete?
Yeah.
Good, good. And without further ado, it is my honor and privilege to introduce the next President of the United States.
Yeah.